We'll jump right in, and we know we have only 8 minutes, so we will kind of we have a story for you. Okay, so we'll try to tell you how we plan to solve these effects of a pandemic through Power Platform. So the reality here is that we are all reeling from the effects of COVID still, right? So if you look at the last 15 months or so, I mean, civilization practically collapsed, and one of the things, so the most essential element of the fabric of our society, which is small businesses, they suffered a lot from COVID, right? So what we are proposing here is how you can use something like Power Platform to kind of strengthen that fabric and make sure that if something like this happens again, these small businesses have the ability to kind of stay afloat, not only stay afloat, but also be even more successful. So really quickly, here's our team. So Nghiem Doan, she's a solution architect and also a fast track recognized solution architect. So double solution architect right there. And as I said, she's the muscle of our whole plan here. Aakash is also a software engineer. He's in the Power Platform space for quite a while. He's our Power Portals champion. And yours truly, I work for a GSI as well. I take care of the Power Platform business for North America. My only claim to fame here is that I designed the logo that you will see. It's whatever. So anyway, so let's jump in. Now, again, just to put things in perspective, when the pandemic was announced last March, within a few weeks, within 6 weeks, as you can see, by May 12, 2020, more than 100,000 small businesses in US shuttered permanently. And that's like a substantial damage. Now, only imagine the kind of damage that has happened since then till now, right? So this is our big problem statement right here. And, just to digress a bit, if you're interested in reading about this, there's a bunch of good research done by McKinsey. I've added some URLs in the notes, so feel free to research and read more about it. So for a lot of these businesses, I mean, think about some of these are real institutions. Think about restaurants and bookstores. Those are places that have been around for decades. Our families, our parents, our grandparents, they've visited these businesses very religiously, and now they're gone. So for any business that's out there that's trying to come out of this pandemic situation, now, for them, the problem statement is, how might I get my business up and running again and think about the future of my business? So not only do I have to survive now, but if this happens again, what do I do to stay afloat and still be successful? So we are proposing a solution through a story. So we came up with this fake plant shop established in 1961. It's our friendly neighborhood plant shop that's been around for quite a while. Traditionally depended only on foot traffic. As you can imagine, the idea is that you must walk into my store to buy plants. There's no other way to buy plants from us. And because of that, when COVID hit, our business suffered quite a bit and was on the brink of closing permanently. So now the idea here is that we are coming back to business, we are resurfacing. So what do? So we got to pivot a little bit. We must take our business online, right? So there is that. Second, we must embrace technology. So we will use technology to reach out to potential customers proactively. Earlier, we were saying, come to us. Now we are saying, we will come to you. Similarly, on that same note, provide the customers abilities to educate themselves as well. It's not about just selling and buying. It's about enabling you to be more comfortable with the plants and just form a strong community. We will also start delivering plants locally. So this is also in contradiction, right? So the way we operated earlier was you must come to us to buy plants from us. But now we are saying, actually, we will deliver it to you. Just buy things from us online. Once we pilot this program, after that, we will expand. We'll do lots of more other things. So that's the theme of this solution. Now, keep in mind that we are a small business. We have very little money. Actually, we don't have any money. So we got to keep our operating costs low. But at the same time, we have to be efficient and yet increase our profit margins. So that's a whole theme here. What you'll see today is basically three personas. One is how, through this solution, how we will interact with our customers online through social media monitoring, etc. When it comes to delivering plants, so again, we have to be very careful. We don't have money for gas, right? So we cannot be inefficient. How do we do proper route planning so that we minimize our driving and hence save costs? And the final thing is, some like abilities that we want to provide to our customers. So, someone who's like an absolute plant lover and they find a plant out there, we can help them identify through our app, like what that plant is, etc. So on that note, let me just get into the solution right there. So as a store owner, so one of the things, like I mentioned, we are embracing technology. So before we open our doors, what we do is we just kind of go on social media and we see what kind of things people are saying about plants. So this is one of the solutions that I use, and you can see on the top that there are certain like hashtags that we are monitoring, very much related to plants. And you will see that people are saying all sorts of things, plants in office. People share their sentiments and photographs, etc. So we are carefully just looking at what's out there and who we can interact with. And lo and behold, we see this guy who says, I saw this at a friend's house, this plant. I love it and want it. Anyone know what that is, what this plant is? Now, I, as a store employee, even though I work at a plant store, I'm still fairly new to this plant world. I don't exactly know what that is, but I know how to identify it because using Power Platform or Power Apps, we have this app now that will help me identify what that plant is. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to save that photo, download it, upload it right here in this app, and press this identify button. And within a few seconds, what it's going to do is it will tell me what that plant is. So obviously, I know that it's a goldfish plant now. It gives me all these photos. It gives me some description as well. And guess what? It also gives me a link to this plant on our own website. So if I click this share button right here, it leads me to this goldfish plant URL that I can just share with the customer. So what I can do now is I go to this person's Twitter and I say, hey, guess what? We actually have this plant. So here's a little blurb that I'll write. I give them the URL and I say, buy this plant from us and let us know if you have any questions. So I hit reply, and this is how I'm interacting with this person now, right? Now, when this person goes to our website, they look at all the details and they see that, okay, this is $20, I will reserve it. And when they reserve, they get a notice, doesn't want to open, but they get a notice that says, hey, we will deliver this plant for you, thank you for your business. It also tells them that, by the way, we have a membership for $15 a month. You can get access to all sorts of amazing videos and education, newsletters, and so many other cool things. Something to keep in mind, right? So this is how now we are doing business in a very proactive manner. This is completely opposite of what we used to do, and this works very well for us. Now, the second thing is, so now that this business has happened, it's now time to deliver, right? So it's not only to this person, but in a day, we may have like 10, 15, 20 deliveries. So we got to be like pretty efficient about that. So for that, what we will do is we will, imagine me wanting to, load up my car and I need to start driving. I'm already stressed out. So what I'll do is I will just say, hey, Siri, start drop off. So what you will see is that it opens an app for me and it tells me that all the deliveries that I have to do. The first thing you will notice is there are all these like quick actions as well. I can very easily call my customers, SMS them, driving directions, etc. But what I'll do here is I will select some of the deliveries that I have to do. So for this session, I will just choose some of the addresses in Illinois. All right. And when I click plan route, what you will see on the next screen is it gives me the most optimal route that I can take, which minimizes my driving. Right on the top, you will see that it tells me, hey, it's going to take you 3 hours and 59 minutes, and it's total of 196 miles of driving. And then it also tells me that here's the order that you should follow. Go to Jennifer first in Wheeling, then Cassie in Rolling Meadows, etc., etc. What's interesting is that if I didn't have this, I might just assume that, hey, this is actually very close to me. I should go here first. But guess what? That's not the most efficient track. And also, just to show you, if I change this order right here, you will see on the top that the duration changes, the distance changes, right? So you're already like, by not following the optimal path, you're already maximizing your driving, you're spending more money on gas money, etc., which is a big no-no for someone like us. So right from here, I can just get driving directions. And once I start delivering, so once I get to Jennifer's house, for example, I can just click the SMS button and I can say, Jennifer, I delivered your plant. thank you for your business, and then I move on to the next person. So that's the delivery aspect of it, where we are using a very simple Power App to maximize our deliveries and minimize our driving, minimize our frustrations on the road, etc., etc. Now the third element, really quickly. So our customer is very happy with us. So they bought the membership. They have access to a lot of information from us. They happen to be at a party in the evening. Okay, so the first thing they decide to do is they decide to show off this app that they have through this new business called Green Thumb. So what they do is they tell their friends, hey, I'm going to show you something cool. And they go, hey, Siri, open Green Thumb. So now what they're seeing is this app that they have through the membership, where they can buy all sorts of plans. They can also watch all these videos that tells them how to take care of their plants, etc. And this is really helpful because this person is a complete beginner. They actually may not have a Green Thumb, right? So while they're showing this off, someone shows them this plant right here. Okay, so they're like, man, I love this plant, and this is just so beautiful. I wish I knew what it was. Also, for the person who has the app, they go, oh man, I love this plant too. I wish I knew what this is. I want to buy it too. But guess what? They have access to an app now. And if you remember the app that we used earlier in the store, that same feature is now available to the customer. So all they do is they take a photo of this plant right here. So they go, all right, I'm going to take a photo and identify. And again, within a few minutes, it tells them that it's the Chinese money plant. And also, they can actually reserve or buy this right from here. So all they do is click the button and it opens the Power Apps portal. It tells them that, look, this is the plan that you need, buy it right from here, right? So this is how we are, through Power Apps, Power Platform, we are enabling small businesses to think differently and operate differently, engage with our customers differently, give them an amazing new experience, and just create this community of plant lovers, right? So wherever you may be, whatever your desire may be, you have access to the right information and the right knowledge. And ultimately, it's good business for everyone. It's a win-win for everyone. On that note, I will stop. Am I over time? Because we do have a couple of more slides we would love to show.
Go for it.
Okay, so really quickly, we just wanted to share with you some of the custom connectors that we built. And Nghiem, do you want to talk through these real quick?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Nghiem. So in this section, we just want to highlight the custom connector that we used in these apps. So first is the plain ID that you see that its input is the image. You can take a photo or upload a file photo, and then it's going to return the data like plain name, common name, similar image, wiki, and it also can return plain health assessment, but it's under business plain ID, which we don't have it right now. But I saw the update on GitHub, and it looks really cool. Moving on, we use Google Map API. I think that's something people are really excited to see. In this app, I use Direction API and the Map Embedded API that I also use a PCF control that I download from PCF gallery and use it in here to display the value. So in general, we just accept the start point, end point, waypoint is one of the location that we plan to go there, and then it's return the optimized waypoint orders. And then I have to do some calculation to get the distance and duration, but finally it's turned out pretty cool. Hope that people enjoy it.
Very cool. I saw a question come up. There were a lot in the chat, but one question that came up was related to what you've done here. I'm assuming the answer is yes. The question was, does this take into traffic and construction delays as it reroutes you? And I'm guessing it does with your calling the Google Map API.
Yes, it does by default.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Really neat to see that you were able to pull some components from the community to build your app as well.
Yeah, that's what we can learn from the community. I really appreciate this community. Yeah.
Fantastic. I have one more question for y'all. So I noticed y'all don't work at the same company. Did you meet at the local user group together?
We used to work in the same company. So where Nghiem works today, Power Optics, that's where Aakash and I used to work. So we all used to work together. And Aakash and I moved on. Nghiem is still there. So
funny enough, Venkat actually trained both Nghiem and I. So
Yeah.
Oh, neat. That's really cool. Well, thank you all for building this. And as you're going to see in the chat, if you haven't already, I think everybody here wants you to go build this and start selling it tomorrow.
So we have a similar plan. And really quickly, what you saw was a very quick glimpse. You saw like 3 things, but this is a very elaborate solution. There's a bunch of like model-driven apps for like back office stuff, etc. So yeah, there's a lot going on.
Very cool. Very neat. Y'all could do a whole 45 minutes on this, maybe more. That's fantastic.